tomorrow when the Steelers begin OTAs. Pittsburgh franchised Bell, so one way or the other, he will play in Pittsburgh in 2017. Last season, Hall of Famer Jerome Bettis met with Bell to talk all things Steelers. Here now is the rest of their conversation.
What's up, man?
Good, baby.
You doing, bro?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good, man. I saw you at Michigan State, and you were a much different running back than you are now. You were big. You mean what? 240, 245?
Yeah.
240 means about 245.
Yeah, I was definitely about 240, 245, somewhere in between there for sure.
Yeah, and but I did see the athleticism. I saw you jump over a guy, right? And I'm like, man, this is a big guy. Pretty good. And then fast forward to you with the Steelers, and I see a totally different running back. I see a smaller running back. Yeah. What happened from Michigan State to the moment you got here to Pittsburgh?
I ended up losing 10 pounds because I wanted to run a little faster at the combine. So I was at the combine, I was like 230, 235. You know, I felt good when I lost the weight. You know, I was like, man, I feel real good. I can only imagine how I feel if I lose 10 more pounds, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where the idea came from for me. So I ended up losing 10 more pounds. I got down to like 220, 225. And I felt even good there. So I'm like, man, maybe I should even try to lose 5 to 7 more pounds and see how I feel, you know? And, you know, so now, you know, I be, you know, in between 210 and 215, but I feel great, you know, and I'm naturally a bigger guy, you know, so I still feel like I got my power. I still feel like, you know, I'm not taking hits. I still can deliver the hits, but I just feel a lot more explosive. So I think the Michigan State days kind of helped me become the player I am today.
LeVeon can dodge raindrops. He stops, starts, jump cut. He makes some guys look silly.
I see you know, the jump cut, and I see all these things that you're doing with your feet, right? Is there something that you do, say, in the off season that helps train the lower body to help start? Because it's one thing to be able to run with power. It's another thing to be able to run with speed. But when you're able to convert the power to speed, now that's a special quality to have.
I try to simulate something where maybe a guy's pointing when I'm running full speed, and he literally points the direction, and whatever foot I'm on, that's what foot I'm cutting on, you know? So a lot of people want to, like, worry about, okay, if I'm going to the right, I want to plant off my left leg and cut right, you know what I'm saying? It's certain drills that I work on to try to do that, and it helps me on the field, so I don't have to mentally think, oh, I got to plant and cut, you know?
You've simulated everything that you're doing in the off season, so when you come in the season and you do something, you know, crazy, people assume, wow, that's just out of nowhere, but that's something you've actually trained for.
Yes, yeah, it's something I train for. It's something I work hard at, you know, and don't get me wrong, some of it, you know, is, you know, being instinctive, you know, knowing like when to do it, but I do a lot of training to try to, you know, perfect my cuts and like my jump cuts or me spinning and keeping my balance or whatever it is.
So let me ask you this, are you a good chess player?
That's my favorite game to play. I have an app that I play every day. Let me show you this. I literally, look, I play, you know, 4 games at a time and try to be elite. That's how I try to do a lot of thinking. Because, I mean, a lot of people, like, they know I do the music stuff and things like that, but nobody knows that I take my time and I play 4 games of chess and I'm beating everybody while I'm playing.
It seems to me that you're playing chess out here when a lot of these other guys in defense, they're playing checkers.
Yes. And
that they don't understand how complex your running style is in comparison to how they're trying to tackle it.
Exactly. The great ones like yourself, y'all able to see the front line, understand the blocking scheme, see the second level. Okay, know you're about to what you're gonna do the second level, now don't worry about the third level. You know, it helps mentally with, you know, football or even, you know, just being street smart or anything.
Yeah,
you know,
everything.
It just you using your mind and be able to outthink somebody. You know, it goes unnoticed.
But that is what differentiates the great player from the good player. Because a good player, he'll run and he'll use everything instinctually. I want you to take me through a run in terms of your patience, because I know a lot of people are saying, well, what is he keying on? What does he see? What is he thinking? So kind of take me through a run to the right.
Okay.
What's your mindset?
I'll be the tailback. You got to be the.
I'll be the linebacker.
Oh, you want to be linebacker?
I'll be the linebacker.
Cool. So if I'm running, say the quarterback right here, big, give me the ball. I got the inside zone to this way.
Right.
And I'm watching the linebacker, but I know my blocking schemes. I know where guys are going. So I know the double team is coming up to this backer.
Right.
So when I'm coming, I see this backer, but I'm not going to look at him.
Right.
I'm not going to look at him at all. I don't even want him to know I see him. So I'm going to look straight. Maybe I even look to the right a little bit to have this guy kind of bait him into this gap.
Coming in here.
That's the gap I don't want to go. That's the gap I'm waiting for the lineman to kind of wash him down and open up the hole. Where I really want to go over here is really a backside run. So when I come, it's giving me time. I'm kind of being patient,
so
waiting.
You want me to kind of
work my way
over here.
As soon as he do that and the lineman take him, I cut the ball back. And, you know, that's when I get on the second level and, you know, all the type of things can happen.
But here's Bell down to the goal line. Unbelievable. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. LeVeon Bell.
Everything I do when I'm on this football field, I put it in work to try to be better. You know, be the best player I could possibly be.
It's fascinating to have you walk him through it in slow motion. I could watch that all day. Fieldgate's back with us, and we mentioned this earlier. Bell has been franchised, but they'd like to work out an extension, I would assume. Where does that stand?
Well, the clock is now ticking, Wendy. We are under 2 months away from that July 15th deadline, at which point you either play on the franchise tender or you don't play at all in 2017. Now, keep this in mind. As you see right there, highest cash earnings for 2017. Le'Veon Bell would be $12.12 million. In terms of if he wants that on an average annual basis, the reality is that's not just resetting the market, that's completely destroying the current running back market. Only LaShawn McCoy makes more than $8 million on average in the NFL right now amongst running backs. If Le'Veon Bell wins $12 million per season, that's a whole new stratosphere and great news for guys like David Johnson, Zeke Elliott, and the future wave of current NFL running backs.
Yeah, all of whom will be watching those negotiations closely. And as good as this offense has been in recent years, and they certainly have been, the scary part, if you're their opposition, is they're not even close to the ceiling yet. Since Bell was drafted in 2013, he, Big Ben, and Antonio Brown have been on the field together for barely half of the team's offensive snaps, 53% of the plays, and they've still been very good, but that's a lot of time unaccounted for with those guys playing together. So as we look ahead, and let's assume right now that these guys all stay healthy, all stay on the field, Jeff, I'll ask you to rank 1 through 4, if you will, these guys in terms of responsibility for the Steelers' success.
Well, I mean,
because they all matter.
Yeah, obviously Bell is an absolute beast, but I'm going to put him at 4. I mean, with the time that he's been out, the team has still been very successful. So I'd put him at 4. Antonio Brown, I would throw in there at number 3. I mean, I think as you're looking at this football team, he's just a dynamic player. What he brings to your offense is absolutely incredible. Energy, effort, all those things. Now I'm going to get a little creative. I'm going to go defense 2 here. And we saw this, Bell goes out in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots. Everybody blames on that, but their defense got obliterated. This defense, for them to win the championship, has to get better and be better. And then probably the most responsible has got to be Roethlisberger. Again, most important position in football, and what he does for this team and has done is what makes the Steelers who they are.
It's certainly hard not to put Roethlisberger at the top of that list, Lewis, but do you agree here?
Absolutely. I would have ranked it exactly the same way. And when you look at how you build a football team anyway, look, Jeff just touched on the fact that quarterback's the most important position on a football team. Other than that, look, pass rushers and corners, if you're just looking at positions individually, where do they play? They play on defense, and they need better pass rush, and they need the secondary to come on, because that's really what breaks down for this team defensively. Wide receiver, obviously, a top 5 position on a football team. Antonio Brown's one of the very best. Running back has been proven that you can get great value at running back, although Le'Veon Bell is special. And the money he's going to get, he deserves, because he's special, although this football team has excelled without him. So when you look at it, trying to break it down here where you're kind of grouping a whole unit with some individual positions, I can see exactly why Jeff put it that way. I agree 100%.
We always talk about this group, these killer bees, and then when you look at the number of snaps they've left on the table, the time they haven't played together, and think about what can happen if they do, man, it's scary.
Not to mention, they have a player, Martavis Bryant, who has been conditionally reinstated to the NFL after missing all of last year because of suspension. That dude is a freak amongst all freaks. The way he can stretch a defense vertically and what he can do after the catch, another element that could be added to this potentially potent offense. But I'm with Lewis. I don't know that they have a game changer consistently at the first or third level of their defense.
All right, Pittsburgh on the field for OTAs.
Good job, Jeff.
Good,
Nice